Now, tonight, the country is breathing a huge collective sigh of relief following the recapture of 3 terrorism convicts who escaped from Committee Maximum Security Prison on Monday. Now, that was in many respects a record for the security agencies in this country, and I mean not just the recapture of the escapees, but especially the speed, which was, to say the least, surprising. But that's not the speed I want to focus on tonight. You see, in just the others, I'll take that again. That is not the speed I want to focus on tonight on my angle. You see, just hours before the new development, the president cracked the whip, which uncharacteristically was very speedy. He fired the Commissioner General of Prisons, Wilson Ogallo, and immediately replaced him with another brigadier from a retired brigadier, John Kibaso Arioba. Again, with breakneck speed, committee officer in charge, Charles Mutembei, was arrested and in less than 24 hours was in court over the mysterious escape of the 3 escapees, the 3 convicts. Indeed, by now, at least 16 prison officers, including Mutembei and 2 inspectors, have been arraigned before the anti-terror court over this saga. So in less than 3 days, everything that could possibly be done to deal with the escape has actually been done. The top boss has been fired, the top officers are in court, the escapees have been recaptured, and Committee Prison has reviewed some of its security protocols, all in less than 3 days. Of course, this is laudable. After all, the escape of a convict is no small matter, and it is even more grave when the escapees in question are convicted terrorists. But tonight, I am torn between being relieved and being confused. Relieved because 3 dangerous men are safely back to prison where they belong, but confused because this is not the same speed with which the government swings into action, as they say, when it comes to people I consider to be economic terrorists. And I'll be specific here with just one example, KEMSA. From where a multi-billion shilling scandal rocked the country at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. I call the COVID billionaires terrorists, if for no other reason, because they chose a moment of national distress and crisis to profiteer. And just in case you have forgotten, the graft allegations at the Medical Supplies Authority revolve around the procurement of COVID-19 related medical equipment at inflated costs to the tune of over 7 billion shillings. Most of these overpriced items were still rotting at KEMSA warehouses the last time I checked, with the possibility of being sold at a loss of not less than 2 billion shillings or expiring altogether. But just what have we done about it? You see, when the scandal first came to light, the president himself spoke. He sounded resolute, just the way he was when he spoke about the prison break yesterday. Except that, unlike in the prison break case where his talk was swiftly followed by action, at KEMSA it was followed by a long silence and a circus that continues to date. On August 26, 2020, just days after the scandal broke, a seemingly angry president gave investigative agencies a 21-day ultimatum to complete the probe and present a report of their findings. But more than 1 year later, those investigations are still being conducted, or so we believe. In September last year, the Auditor General, no less, found through a special audit that KEMSA did not get value for the money in the COVID-19 procurements. The report revealed that 97 of the supplies were still lying in the KEMSA warehouse despite an ongoing pandemic, and complaints from doctors and other frontline medical workers about the shortage of equipment. If that's not terrorism, I don't know what is. But still, the EACC went ahead, carried out some probe, and ultimately handed over the files to the office of the DPP. Now, the DPP then appointed a team to review the KEMSA files and reportedly returned them to the EACC for further probe, and then the trail has since gone cold. In Parliament, not less than 3 committees have conducted investigations into this one issue. the Senate Health Committee, the National Assembly Health Committee, and the National Assembly Public Investments Committee. Who would forget the nightly soap opera that people passing by KEMSA offices, walking out with multi-billion shilling tenders and other abunuas-like tales? It is almost a year and a half now since the president issued that ultimatum, and in that time we have gone through not less than 4 waves of COVID-19. Hundreds of thousands of people have contracted the disease, millions have lost their jobs and businesses, and more than 5,000 people have lost their lives. Yet, we are still investigating this scandal, somehow. But at least now we know that the president and the government he leads can act swiftly if they want. I just wonder which prison the KEMSA billionaires need to escape from for us to see real action. That is my angle for the week.